So greetings, this is Eduardo Jumbo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can mirror and control your Android device in a Google Chrome web browser on the same network. So if you remember in previous tutorials, what I was doing is I was using some third-party tools. Nothing wrong with them. The problem with all those tools, including the chicken webcam, is that in, I guess, recent versions of mobile phones, they don't allow the camera to be used in a foreground for a long time, because the problem is they think that it's for nefarious purposes, like I guess some perverts or pedophiles or etc. So that's not the problem. In my use case, the phone is old and I want to use it as a webcam to view the chicken coop. So I've been working on a progressive web app to convert the chicken webcam application so that I'll be able to keep it in the foreground because I'm using the camera. So I've been testing it, so I'm able to install it on desktops and obviously on mobile devices. However, the problem is that they do require a valid SSL certificate. So the problem is they have to be put on, I guess, on a web server, which a remote web server, which, since this is an internal application, I don't want to do that. So I might have to, I'm going to test a little bit more. If it doesn't work as well, I'll probably just create a dedicated native application for Android. I also got the iPhone also working as well. It looks like it takes a few tries and then it starts working. It looks like you can put, at least on the iPhone, it looks like the front camera on the iPhone I have, the front camera is limited, I think, to just below 1080p. But I came out with a solution because I only care about is the back-facing camera. But it still has the same problem with Android because all phones, I said, they don't allow them to run in the foreground for more than something like 5 minutes or so. However, I said I will talk about this when the progressive app is completed, and we can test it out that way. Otherwise, I said there will have to be a dedicated mobile application. Okay, so for this tutorial, obviously, this is also important. Today's tutorial is also important. That's why I wanted to get this out of the way. Is that sometimes you still need to debug on an Android device to see what's going on. So there are multiple ways to debug. You can use Android Studio, which is an application. Obviously, it's bloated. I don't want to do that. So what I decided to do was I can use the Chrome browser. It's called Chrome View. So but the problem is it's usually you have to plug in the USB cable. And I said I'm not going to be right next to the device. The device is going to be in a remote place. It might even be outside. So I need a way to connect to it wirelessly over Wi-Fi. And I found a way to do that. So you do need to get some Android SDK tools. Basically, we're looking for the ADB. It stands for Android Debug Bridge, and that will allow you to then wirelessly connect without the USB connection. You do need the USB connection at least once. That's to get the permissions, and then after that you can connect to it wirelessly. I'll also show you. I'll explain how you can get the IP address of your phone as well. You can actually get this. Hopefully I put the instructions. I believe I put the instructions here. If not, I'll just explain to them in this video. Okay. So all this is brought to you by JumboServices.com for all your programming needs, including custom Android development. So as you can see here, ADB. This stands for Android Debug Bridge. I already explained, and the USB is just it's a standard for digital data transmission and power delivery between electronics. It stands for Universal Serial Bus. So and then on your Android device, you need to enable USB debugging. This is the developer options. This is slightly different, so in order to enable the developer options, and then to go inside and select the enable USB debugging. So once you do that, you can simply plug in a USB connection to your workstation. It could be a laptop, doesn't really matter. And once you do that, then you open up the Google Chrome web browser. Obviously, it could be one of the Chrome, basically Chromium-based browsers, and that'll work as well. In my case, I'm using Chromium. And then you navigate in the URL. You type in Chrome ://inspect, then hashtag devices. So when you do that, it will show all the devices, and then you'll be able to mirror your Android device and actually control your Android device from here. So in my particular case, the only thing I care about controlling is the app. So I'll be able to control the app here. Basically, this is another way I can do this so that the device doesn't go to sleep. So this is one way to do that as well. So I want to give you a bunch of options for keeping the device from going to sleep. See, that's one of the reasons I'm creating a progressive web app, is to prevent because there's things I can do there to prevent it from going to sleep because it also runs in a web browser. Okay, so one of the things is when you do that, to make sure by default you should have the Discover USB devices and Discover network targets enabled. This should automatically remember, it should be the default, but if it's not, just make sure you check those two. And then I have the instructions here. I will also do this, and you can also see a screenshot for the ADB wireless connection. So basically what you need to do is you need to start, the bridge needs to start. So you type TCP IP and whatever port number you want. The default is usually 5555. And then once it's running, as you can see here, you can get the IP address of the device, and then you put in the port number, and then after a while you'll see it will say it's connected, and then after that you can list devices, and you see these devices here. So if you have multiple devices, you can also connect them. They all show up here. Some of them could be like emulators. So for me, because I keep my phones for a very long time, I always have some emulators because if I have to compile for the latest Android and the device I have is restricted to up to a certain Android version, I want to see what it looks like on the latest ones. So that's why I use emulators, Android emulators. So as you can see here, this is what the when you type in the Chrome, you see the devices will be here, and then you can you can actually open up a URL here, and you open up Chrome on your device, or if you already have it open on your device, you can also do it that way. That's what I did. So this basically allows you to control the Chrome, whatever is running in the Chrome browser. You can also do it here. So the benefit, this is very beneficial for me because my app is a web-based app. So this could be a solution. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the app running on the Android device in Chrome, and here I'm able to control it. One thing I noticed when I was doing this is when I clicked you see where you select the cameras here, I was able to see it. I was able to see it on the phone, but I wasn't able to see it here. I guess because that pop-up or that little alert box that the select, it's actually not part of the web. It's probably part of the UI of the Android system. So just be aware of that. If you have select, you might have a problem doing so. Obviously, we can simply change that to make them maybe checkboxes or radio buttons. So that's an option. I think I might actually do that because I might just put radio buttons, because most likely phones probably won't have more than 6 cameras, so I can probably, especially old ones, so I can probably just change that to radio buttons, then I'll be able to control this. Okay, so let's actually begin this. So what you need to do is, first of all, if you don't have this installed, if you have like Android Studio, there's already a way to do that through Android Studio, where you already have the SDK tools. You just need to navigate to the folder where the SDK tools were installed. In my case, I download them because I'm obviously an Android developer. But if you don't, you can just click this link here. And in my case, I'm not downloading Android Studio. All I care about is the SDK tools, the command line tools. That's what we care about. So it will take us to this page here, and I said, if you just scroll down, it's cross-platform, so you can download it for whatever your operating system is. For example, Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I'm on Linux. I'll click here to download it for Linux. And as it explains here, it's primarily ADB. That's the tool we actually want, and fastboot. That's a different tool. The one we want is ADB. So you can't just grab ADB by itself. You always have to, it comes with it comes as a platform, part of the platform tool. So you get a whole bunch of other tools. Let me see here if I have the. Okay, so I'm in here. I'm in the terminal. This is where I installed the SDK platform tools. So if I list here, so you can see it comes with ADB tool, it comes with fastboot, and others like all these other tools here. Make F2FS, so that's a disk file system, and there's other things like SQLite and all that stuff. Version 3. We don't care about. All we care about is ADB. Now, first thing you do is connect your phone using USB connection to your phone after you have made sure that you have enabled USB debugging. So on my phone, my phone here, what I do is I go to settings, and under settings I go to developer options because I've enabled developer options. Then you look for, it should be USB debugging. There's a section called debugging, and the first one is USB debugging. So I've enabled it. So debug mode when USB is connected. So after doing that, then you type ADB and then TCP IP, and this will connect to will connect to it. If to get to the IP address of your device, there are multiple methods, but another method is you go back to your settings. And then you go to About Phone, and then you look for status. On my particular phone, it says status information. So when I click on status information, and then it will tell me the SIM card status, the IMEI information, the IP address. So in IP address, I see it says 192.168.1.21. So then that's my IP address. So after that, I can simply type in the IP address as well to connect. And for all the commands, let me just take this out for a second. So for all the commands, you can expand here, and you can see here. You just type TCP IP connect, and then you put in the IP address. Then after that, you should be connected. Just type ADB devices. Oops. And you see, then it will list your device. So right now, because I've already done this, you see it will show the IP address and the port number as well. So that's how you would. So you just type ADB space TCP IP space connect, then space, then the Android IP address. and then when you type in ADB devices, it will show up here. So right now, I don't need the, you see, because I already did it and I already approved the permissions. I don't need to do it anymore. Like I have disconnected with it from the USB connection. So from there, so this is the phone I'm using, the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G. This came out in 2021 or 2022, one of those, I think 2022. And this one, the Sony Xperia XA1 Ultra, that came out in 2017. I actually got it in January 2018, but both of them will work. I'm checking on the chat now to see if there's any chats. I'm just refreshing. Okay, no chats yet. Good. Okay, so we're finished here with the command line. So what you do then is you need to have a Chrome browser. So I'm not sure if it's going to work in this particular browser, but let's try it. So the command that we want is this one right here. It's Chrome inspect devices. It might not work. I do have a Chromium, another Chromium browser. Let's see if it actually works. Oh yeah, it does. So you can see then it will, this is what you get. So as I said before, make sure discover USB devices is checked, and same with discover network targets. And then you see here's the phone here, and then just on the first pane you see it says devices, then it says pages, extensions. So see some of these things which I viewed earlier, and extensions, apps. There's nothing there. Shared service workers, and all this. There's nothing there. For now. Okay, so what we do is we go back to devices here, and on the phone I'm going to get the phone and open up the web browser. I'm going to open up Chrome on the phone. So I've opened up Chrome, and you see what happens on my device. See, then so from here I can actually type in a URL that I want to visit, or I can do it on the phone. So what I'll do is I will actually type it in here. So let's say it's HTTPS what was it, 192.168.1.22, and it was port was 8443 / high res .html. So then I click open. Okay, that didn't work, so I'll do it manually here. So let's see. Oh, there we go. So this is the app that I was working on. So what I can do is I can let me see here. So what I can do is I can click on inspect here. Okay, that doesn't work. I guess because it's not open yet. So let me allow this time. Only this time is fine. Focus tab, close. So I can close it here. I can inspect this if I click this. Oh, trace. Is there a trace? No, trace doesn't work. Okay, I've reloaded the page. Let me make sure now the windows are open. I don't know if there's something wrong with this. I don't know why it's not. Maybe because it's browser. I might have to. Reload. Let me see, reload. Let me actually pick a camera here. Pick the front facing camera. Pick reload. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let me try a different browser. We'll try the Chrome browser instead. So I'll close this. So I'll just copy. Okay, so that's Brave browser. So I'll go here and try Chrome, inspect devices, inspect fallback, Remote browser is newer than client browser. Try inspect fallback if it fails. Okay, so that's weird. Okay, so let's click inspect. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so that was a problem. The Brave browser, even though it's Chromium based, obviously it's lacking something. So you need to actually use Chromium or Google Chrome itself. So this is what it looks like. So let me actually, yeah. So as you can see here, it's using the front-facing camera. So if I click here, you see the pop-up doesn't come. So I'm going to switch it to the back camera. Yeah, so the back camera. Okay, there's nothing there. I'll pick the other facing, also another facing back camera, 2.2. Okay, that doesn't work as well. I don't want to use the front-facing camera. Okay, fine, I'll use... Oh. Okay, maybe I'll refresh the page. There we go. I'll pick the back-facing camera. Nope. The other back-facing camera. Okay, there we go. I'm able to pick. Yeah, it's kind of finicky there. So as you can see, this is the this is right on the phone itself. And as I was saying, you see when I'm selecting here, because it's using the Android UI, not the browser UI, I'm not able to select. So that is one of the issues. But as you can see, I'm able to scroll down. And this is my mouse. I'm using the mouse here, and I can hit record. And yeah, so the reason I have this part open is because I'm actually, for this tutorial, this part is not needed. This has to do more with the progressive app. So I was debugging it and I was trying to, but I said that'll be a future tutorial. So as you can see, that's the picture there of the iPhone SE, and that's the right there. That's the Sony phone, and again you see that's my trackball mouse. Okay, so that's basically it. So this is one way to, and watch what happens when I put the phone to sleep. See, then it says tab is inactive. So when it's inactive, I do have, you see here it says state active, state passive, it's hidden. So this, when the progressive app is working, I'm trying to get it to work in the background in case it goes to sleep. So watch what happens when I wake up the phone again. I need to log in, to unlock the screen, and then it goes back. So this is an option that you can use. Obviously, you can go to different, for example, I can go to different pages. For example, I can click, okay, I don't want to go to a client, so I'll go to ojambo.com here. Ojambo.com. There we go. You see, this is ojambo.com website here. And go click the back, and there you go. And you see there's another UI that popped up, so it wants to use the camera. You see, you don't see it on there. So I'll say allow this time, and then yeah. So that is so this is another option you can use to record your to control your phone. So one of the things I do like about this is that it does allow you to do a few things, like obviously anything in the web browser. You're able to control. Okay, so that's it for this one. So this is the I'm referring to. So as we just tested, it doesn't work in the Brave browser. You actually need to have Google Chrome or a more faithful representation of I guess the Google Chrome. In this case, for here I had to click on inspect. Actually, let me see if inspect works as well. Okay, so I'll click inspect this time instead of inspect fallback. Let's see if that works. Okay, inspect also works. So I don't need the inspect fallback. So for some reason, inspect and inspect fallback do work on Chromium browser, but they didn't work on the Brave browser, which is also Chromium based. Okay, so that's it. for using the Google Chrome view to debug your Android apps or web apps, especially progressive web apps, which I'm working on right now. Okay, so let's go back to here and finish up here. So quick reminder, you should subscribe for more, subscribe, follow, like for more frequent content. You can also comment, we will reply. And also be sure to remember that every day I'll be hosting a live stream. You visit ojambo.com for details. You scroll down to the footer and you see the different channels. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting me, purchasing one of my WordPress plugins at ojambo.com, enrolling in my programming courses at ojamboshop.com, buying my programming books on Amazon, search for Edward Ojambo, links in the description, hiring me for your programming and app development needs at ojamboservices.com, or you can become a donor at ojambo.com/donate, which is also in the header here. You see the donate buttons up here. It's anywhere you go. So, and as I promised, if you scroll down to the footer, you see here the channels. There's Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. Okay, so I'll end here and see you guys in the next one. Thank you.